A very good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present over here, teachers. Thank you so much for joining on another Sunday. And today's topic is going to be about CBSE board exam, especially the 10th and 12th for 2024. The ones that are happening and the ones that are going to the upcoming exams. We, as a teaching fraternity, I think most of you might already know about quite a lot of details. But this session was quite essential because there were many queries coming from teachers and school leaders across asking on what to be done on so and so scenarios. There is a child who is actually coming under the category of CWSN, children with special needs, and they are wanting to have an admission. They want to write the board exam from our side. Like, it's already the month of October. What am I supposed to do? Can they get admitted? No, they're not supposed to. 31st August was the last date of admission. So the moment such kind of questions come, where do we find the answers to? More importantly, there's a massive change in the way board exams are looked at, especially in the last 3 academic years. This being the third actually, and multiple changes. One was because of the pandemic. There were term exams. The SEM pattern was observed, term one and term two, but SEM one and SEM two, and the best of two was considered, I guess. And then the next year again, the pattern went back to the previous form of the regular way of conducting exams. This year, again, there's another circular talking about in the month of April that it's going to be a competency based questions, like 70% of the question paper, and then only 30% is going to be long answer, short answer. But when the sample question paper came into picture, it became as if it's a 50% competency questions and 50% long, short, and the regular questions. So multiple changes, too many announcements, too many circulars, and that actually created some sort of an agitation among the leaders out there who are running the schools. No doubt in that. Well, it is indirectly or directly getting boiled down to the teachers end of the day, in the way they are supposed to complete the chapters. If the schools have completed all the chapters by the month of December itself, well, that's great, and that's quite impossible as well, considering the sports day activities, the annual day going on at this particular time. So it's quite a challenge for most of the schools out there. But let's understand the flow of these events. Let's understand the policies from the perspective of announcements. And once we understand the hierarchy, or more from the chronology of events that happened, things will start making a little more sense. And for us today, we're not really going to run through any PPT as such. We're directly going to go to the CBSE website and understand what exactly they've been doing since a long time. Well, some of you, or most of you, ideally will know what exactly we're going to talk about. In the beginning of the session, in the next 5 minutes itself, you'll be able to identify exactly what we are going to talk about throughout this session. In case if you knew already, you can just put it on the chat that, yes, I knew this information. If you did not know about it, you can just put it on the chat. This is news to me. This is NEWS, news to me. Let's see that. Let's see that. I'm going to quickly share my screen and directly open the portal, the CBSE portal, where we get to know all these information one by one. Here we go. All you have to do is need to go to this website called as cbse.gov.in, and let me share my screen, teachers. It'll look something like this. I hope everybody's able to see this. Yes, you are. Now, the moment we talk about the main website, you have got the main website, Pariksha Sangam, results, Saras academic website, and Prashikshan Triveni. These are the six areas that you can actually get into. This keeps on changing, these depending on the time of the academic year. The moment the academic year begins, actually by April, most of the schools in India, you'll see that the teacher training part becomes one of the icon over here. So depending on the time of the academic year, this will keep on changing. Main website will remain the same. Pariksha Sangam generally comes only at the last, somewhere in the month of August. Let's click on that. That's what we are going to get into. The moment I get into Pariksha Sangam, you will have this web page where you have to just click on continue. There's nothing else. And the moment you continue, you have got Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. It's schools, regional offices, and head office. I don't really know why they named it as Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati in brackets, but that's okay. Let's go to schools right now. The moment I get into schools, you can see that exam reference material is there. Pre-exam activities are present, exam activities, etc., etc. So everything related to academics and operations are present in this particular portal. And if you've known this portal, you can just put on the chat that yes, you knew this portal. But what's more important and fascinating is this particular part, exam reference material. The moment I get in over here, you've got very good number of options to know about the board exams in and out. Examination circulars, only those circulars that are related to exams, not the complete archives which we see in the CBSE academic website. No, it's properly categorically aligned and assigned, arranged in a particular fashion. Basically the chronology over here. Examination bylaws, the rules and regulations of an exam. What should be the scenario, what should be the result of a particular scenario, that you can find on the bylaws. Then subjects offered, very important link over here. We also have the curriculum present over here. Sample question papers. Unfortunately, the marking scheme and sample question paper that's present in this link is actually not updated. You can see only till 21-22 academic year is present. Even in the circular, they clearly mentioned that in order to know about the sample question paper, uh, the body, the CBSE body requests people to go to the CBSE website, the academic website, where you have the sample question paper over here, 23-24 ka for 10th and 12th. We'll come to this little later. We'll come to this little later. Let's go back to our main place. Now, then you have the question bank, model answers, examination statistics. These are the main headers. But for today's session, we are going to get into examination circular. That's it. Okay, everybody knows this portal. That's great. Oh, they have named it because Sangam. Okay, that's a nice name, Nisha ma'am. Okay, let me click on examination. The moment I get into examination circulars, look at this. This is very nice. This is what we're going to run through for the next half an hour to 40 minutes. Today's reflection form will not have any questions on, asking you or judging you on how much of a circular do you know. No, it's going to be a simple circular form, reflection form, just to enter your details and get your certification that you attended the session today. So circulars 2024 and 2023, I'm clicking on 23 and 24 both. So in the month of January, we got two circulars. One was on the day of Sankranti or Pongal, which is 15th. Second was on 19th, on the day when my wife was born, basically. But yeah, online portal for availing exemptions, facilities for children with special needs. 15th, uploading the correct marks of practical. Oh, they've also spoken about uploading the marks. That means the practical exams are almost on the verge of getting over, right? In fact, there is a circular on winter-bound countries. There, sorry, states, winter-bound states. And here the exam actually got conducted in the month of November itself, 14th November to 14th December. Did you know that? The winter bound states, if you know that, you can put it on the chat. If you are from there, you just put it on the chat that yes, our practical exams are already over. So that's with respect to the practical exams. But let's come down and watch this. All of these things, if you look into, let's look into the circulars from 1st August. 1st August, you can see press release, class 12 result for supplementary examination 2023. So this is not relevant because it's a previous academic year ka results. That's it. 2nd August, realignment of per section student strength to 40 per section over the next 3 years. Okay, this is something related to the upcoming academic year. 4th August, class 10 result of supplementary examination, again 2023. This is a previous academic year. Notice for verification of marks for class 10 for supplementary examination 2023, again the previous academic year. But the moment we get into 5th August 2023, this is the place, the actual place where the announcement of next academic year related rules and regulations actually started. So pre-launch instructions regarding online registration and list of candidates, LOC for academic year 2023-24. So this is the first circular that came, which is on 5th August, which spoke about how do we submit the students and what are the dates, a temporary timeline where they give very clear instructions. No, where they give an overall instruction of how it is going to start. Just an announcement that we are going to start. When you look into the archives of old CBSE circulars, you will see that most of these circulars are reminders and announcements. That's it. Announcement that something is opened, announcement that something is closed, and the reminders of both of these things. Otherwise, if we just really want to know what exactly as a teacher that I need to know, hardly there are 4 or 5 circulars, and that's what we're going to focus the time on. And interesting changes is about to come. Let's look into it. I go back after 5th of August. They came up with the 11th of August, where there was a circular launched, schedule of activities related to direct admission in class 10 and 12, subject change list of candidates, registration, CWSN candidates, etc. So this is a huge document which came on 11th August, speaking about the complete procedure of how the 2023-24 academic year board exam would look like. And this was a very long document, I guess. Let me click on English and you'll get to see the complete details. You can see that this is a 5-page document which spoke about the criterias of what ideally a school should do under certain circumstances. For example, let's go down and see. In case if the students are getting directly admitted for the 10th and 12th board exams, schools to give admission, they are supposed to do that. Schools to compile all cases of direct admissions in tabular form separately for 10 and 12 and send to the concerned regional office, CBSE. So like that, they've given for direct admissions in class 10, 12, and then activities related to children with special needs candidates. So what are they supposed to do? So before 31st August 2023, the admissions should close. Schools to make list and compile data of CWSN students in tabular form. Complete request to be sent to regional office. Schools continue to receive communication of deficiency. Sometimes the schools need not have these children. I mean, they might have not got the admission. Even that has to be intimated, it seems. So that's what is mentioned over here. That is up to 31st August 2023. Similarly, what would you do when the activities are related to the change of subject? In case now, how many subjects and all those details, they've come up with the next circular. I'll talk about that. So there are chances that a school student can actually change the subject. It's quite interesting because all these things of subject is a massive change in the way academics is looked at. We'll look into it. I'm really tempted to talk about it. Activities related to LOC, which is list of candidates, August 2023, September 2023 is the last date. But you know what? They said September 2023 initially with late fees and without late fees. Later on, this date got extended to October 1st week, then October 3rd week, and even the November 1st week, the November 2nd week, and then the 3rd week. I think it became 18th November to be the last date of submission of all the candidates, LOC. Yeah. So multiple reminders were sent. We'll see those circulars as well. Activities related to attendance shortage cases. Sometimes the children actually could not really have their attendance because of so and so reason. And what should you do in that particular case? Activities related to candidates participating in sports and Olympiads. Sports and Olympiads are not scheduled as per the board exam. So sometimes it might fall on the date of exam. What could a particular candidate do? All these are some of the cases that was discussed in this particular, in fact, even this activities related to ward of armed forces. Sometimes there are chances that the action of what armed forces and paramilitary martyred in the line of duty. They're there on the line of duty and something happened, and there is a special consideration for that as well. So this overarching document, they speak about all these intimations to CBSE. It's a simple letter from the school stating their affiliation number, and then further procedure starts. So this was on 11th August, a clear instruction on what is supposed to be done. Now, the moment we get into 11th August on announcement of these categories and what a school is supposed to do, then came two circulars on 17th August, which is submission of list of candidates LOC for class 10th and 12th examination and filling up of correct information data at the time of submission. Now, this correct information circular has been repeated multiple times because it's been found that after the board exam or just before few days of board exam, you can't change any details, and doing that is a very, very difficult task. It includes a lot of operations. At least 4 to 5 times there is a circular stating that you need to provide the right information, fill the correct information, make sure you submit the details to the parents, let the parents confirm over a document that this is the right detail. All these things has come, but on 17th August, let me open this is of more interest to me. And this particular document is 29-page document, and under this 29 pages they have given a very clear, elaborate instruction on multiple things. Choice of subject, what is the timing of exam, what are the combinations that a particular student can take. In fact, even they came up with invalid combinations. Let's look into it one by one. So submission of list of candidates for 10 and 12 examination, you can see that they have given that it shall start from 18th August 2023, and it can be done through e-pariksha link given in the CBSE website. So at that time, e-pariksha was activated, but now it is not. And submission of the LOC within the scheduled time is very important. Further, the submission of the correct data of the students is highly important to avoid future problems to the students. See, it is repeated again over here. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. These are the regular clauses that you might know, but I'm more interested in the annexures over here. Where is it mentioned? I'm sorry. Just give me a moment. The annexure where it clearly states about. Okay, great. So you can see that these are the annexures along with the circular. They've given the fee details for the submission of LOC. They've given the categories of students appearing through schools, summary of activities for submission of the list of candidates, procedure for online filling of the list of candidates for 10th and 12th, steps for scanning and uploading photographs. You know what? Minute details of what a school is supposed to do. You just need to have a school with some children appearing for 10th and 12th. That's it. Rest of the procedure, along with the screenshots, is very nicely put in the CBSE YouTube page, as well as over here in this document. Then comes scheme of studies, class 10th. Scheme of studies is about the learning outcomes. What are the subjects that are present? What is the ideal learning outcome for each and every subject? If a child is learning Hindi A or Hindi B, what is the scheme of subject? The scheme over there is, I think, Hindi A. Hindi teachers, please support me if I'm right or not. Is more from the perspective of literature, the prose, the poetry, and stuff like that. Hindi B is more from the perspective of communications. It's not just about prose poetry. It's more on the focus of how effectively you can talk in Hindi. I think that's Hindi A and B. So this is the scheme of subject for Hindi. I hope you got the point. And they both are two different subjects. So that is called a scheme of subjects for each and every subject. So that is there in annexure F, and similarly scheme of subject for 12th standard as well. Now, a subject list for class 10, which comes under annexure G. Let's go down one by one and see this. This is quite interesting. So the fee slab was without late fee is rupees 1,500 per candidate for 5 subjects. So it is indirectly communicating over here that a 10th standard student who is going to apply or write an exam in the year 2024 can write 5 exams or mandatory 5 exams. They can have additional subjects. That is the beauty over here. That's where it is written rupees 300 per subject per candidate for
Vasu sir. Oh, Vasu sir. Vasu sir, you're not audible. Okay, sir will connect again. Teachers, please hold on.
I'm extremely sorry, teachers. I hope you're able to hear me now. I think you will
Yes,
be
yes.
great. Thank you. Um, internet issues. I'm sorry. So let me share the screen once again. And here we go. I think you're able to see the screen back again. Great. So 1,500, and you were just mentioning the list of subjects, if I'm not wrong. How many subjects? Not audible, not audible. Nobody mentioned that. So teachers, the question was, how many subjects is a child, 10th standard student, is eligible to write in their board exam right now? Any guesses? Is it 5 subjects, or is it 7 subjects, or is it 9 subjects? What is the maximum number of subjects that a child can write in 10th standard board exam? Okay, some people say 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, some people say, okay, 6, 5, 6, 5 only. Niru ma'am says only 3. Charanjit ma'am says 6 plus 1. That's great. 6, 6, 6. Okay, no. Okay, okay. Many people are saying 6. So they can't write 7. They can't write 7, right? They can't write 9. Now that's quite interesting. Why? Because one, okay, nine. Megha ma'am says nine. Five main, one additional skill subject. So that's six. Okay. Actually, this particular information is very important to us because from employment perspective or the higher education perspective, in the month of November, there came another circular stating that this time when the report card is generated for 10th and 12th standard students, there is no mention of percentage or aggregate marks. In my times, when I look at my report card, it says that Vasu, you're really intelligent and you scored 99% in your 10th standard board exam, something like that. At least in fact, even in 12th standard, there's a percentage written over there. But now they're not going to do that. Why? Because it is the institution or the employer which is going to look at the report card to consider that particular student for the next level of studies or job, to check on which subject they would like to consider. Did I make any sense? No, right? I'll repeat it. So whenever there is for example, 10th standard student has completed their exam, let us assume they've written nine exams. I'm just coming to a imaginary situation. They've written nine exams, nine different subjects. And when the employer, and there is no percentage written over there. Now the employer over there or the next institution which would like to admit the students, for example, in 11th and 12th, there is a college called as XYZ Junior College, and they want to actually select the students based on 10th standard marks. They're going to consider the subject that they want to, not what the students would like to submit. Are you able to understand my point? So it means that if a student says that my score is really good in English, Hindi, science, maths, and social, and it's also good at computer applications, which is the sixth subject, please consider all the six subjects for my percentage. But the institution will not listen to you. It'll be like, no, I don't want to. I want to consider any five, and that five could be my choice. Now that's where the problem is. There might be children out there who would have really scored very good marks in five subjects, and the sixth subject they did not really score that big a mark. But the employer or the next admitting institution can decide whatever subjects they want to take. It's not mandatory for them to select only the top five. No. Did you know that? If you knew that, you can put it on the chat that yes, I knew it. If you did not know about it, then please put on the chat that this is news to me. I'll show that circular in few minutes. I'll show that circular in few minutes. But right now, let's get into the subjects right after this. So when we talk about the submissions with late fee, without late fee, they're given the initial date to be 18th September. Okay, then it got extended with late fees for 25th September. So that was the ideal. But when you actually pay the fees online, it takes 4 days, effective days. That's why they've written plus 4 days. So it's like 29th September was the last date initially as per the circular. But let's go down and see. Okay, I would like to show you that mode of payment. They have given that what are regular candidates, and annexion number D is here. Let's go to G directly. Again. These are all operational details on how to upload the photographs and things like that. I'm not getting into the details of that, but this is very important. Yes, here we are. So scheme of studies for all the subjects, how the board exam is going to happen. Look at this. Class 9 and 10 is an integrated course. It's an integrated course. Students will study only those subjects in class 10 which they have studied in class 9. Students have to offer minimum 5 subjects. So there is minimum 5 subjects, and you can look at this. There are maximum 9 subjects, in which 8 and 9 constitutes to internal assessment, which indirectly communicates to us that a child can appear for 7 subjects in their board exam. It is not 5+1, it is actually 6+1. So there are 7 subjects for which a child can appear in the board exam for this particular academic year. Now let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. So compulsory subjects are subject 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Subject 1 is language, group language 1. It could be Hindi or English. Subject 2 is also again going to be Hindi or English. There is a group L category. We will see that the group L means group language. So subject 1 and 2 has to be either English or Hindi or any other language. We'll talk about some combinations. You'll understand that. Subject 3, 4, 5 is mathematics, science, or social. So math, science, and social. So 3, 4, 5, there is no choice. It's like the students have to pay for that. But 1 and 2, they can have a choice. What are those choices? We'll look into it. Remember, one has to be either English or Hindi. There is no other change. English or Hindi, subject one. But subject two can be Punjabi, Tamil, or it could be Marathi, or it could be Telugu, it could be anything. Let's look into the combination little later, right after this. Additional subjects are subject number 6 and subject number 7. This is the beauty. The subject number 6 is actually the skill subject, and subject number 7 is another language. This is where the three language formula comes into picture. Subject one is like you have chosen English, say for example. Subject two, you have chosen, say for example, Hindi. English and Hindi covered. And there can be subject number 7, basically, where you can have another language, which could be your mother tongue or native language, whatever it is. Let's look into the combinations and understand what effectively they mean to say. So here in this case, I'm coming down to show you the combination. Here we are. Look at this. Examples of subject combinations for class 10. Case 1. These are all valid combinations, teachers. Case 1. English and Hindi, subject 1 and subject 2 satisfied. Subject 3, 4, 5, math, science, and social. That is also satisfied. Subject number 6, it is 401, which is a skill subject. So every code that begins with 4 is going to be a skill subject, and you can see that's retail. And subject number 7 has come into picture, that's Tamil. In case if there are students in Tamil Nadu who would like to appear for Tamil exam as well, who want to show their, you know, they can actually consider. So it's like English, Hindi, math, science, social, one skill subject retail, and subject number 7 Tamil. Case 2, Hindi. See, they have removed English. The first one is Hindi. The second is Marathi. Marathi. For the students who are there in Maharashtra, they're like, I want to learn Marathi. They can. And the best part is mathematics, science, social. Then there is skill subject, which is security. And the 7th subject is coming into picture. That's Punjabi. So a child can completely ignore English and choose only one, which is Hindi. Now, there is an invalid combination. Suppose, can you choose English in the 7th subject? No, that's not possible. So English and Hindi has to take the first and the second place only. And then case number 3, you can write only 5 exams, which is minimum basically. English, Hindi, math, science, and social. This is where I lived. This was the era that I lived in. Case 3. Case number 4, look at this. English, Hindi, math, science, and social. I'm not writing any skill subjects. That's allowed. And subject number 7, Sanskrit. 122 Sanskrit is present. This is case number 4. And finally, case number 5, English. I remove Hindi. I consider Tamil over here. Mathematics, science, and social. So these are my 5 valid combination. I hope oh okay, you are able to understand this. This is something very important, teachers, and I think this was more like a confusion for a very long time. And the moment this came on 17th August, most of the clarity was actually done. In fact, this gave more clarity. Invalid subject combinations. Look at this. Hindi, that's great. Subject one, may Hindi is coming. Punjabi, that is also fine. That is also fine. Mathematics, science, and social, fantastic. But information technology, is it fine? Yes, absolutely, because that's subject number 6. But you cannot have computer applications again. You cannot have 2 skill subjects. That's why they call that as invalid. Again, when I go to the case 2, you can see that French and Tamil has come into the subject number 1 and 2. That cannot be possible because subject 1 and 2 should be either English or Hindi. I think you got the point right now. And that is where some states are fighting. There's like, why it has to be Hindi and English? And then they are like, let's have a combination over here. You have Hindi and then you can have Marathi as well or Tamil as well, whatever you want. So that's the counter argument. Well, case number 3, Hindi is fine, Russian is fine. Oh, subject number 2 can be Russian. Mathematics, science, social, retail, and automotive. This is again invalid because again both are skill subjects. So yeah, this is with respect to the subject combinations. I hope you're able to get the clarity, teachers. If no, please put it on the chat once more. Bhavna ma'am says a lot of confusion. Anyone else with any other confusion? Can I repeat this again? Can I repeat this again quickly? Now, because this is going to be a long-term thing, and we need to understand this. Let us understand that. Forget about subject 1 and 2. Let's understand 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, science, maths, and social. Nobody can touch that. Let us understand that a child can give 7 exams or exams on 7 subjects. So we know that the spot number 3, 4, 5 is already occupied with math, science, and social. The spot 1 and 2 is empty, and spot number 6 and 7 is empty. According to the seat of spot number 1 and 2, it has to be 100% a language. It can be Hindi, it can be English, it can be Marathi, it can be Tamil, it can be any language. Spot number 1 and 2. And the beauty is the spot number 7 can also be any language. It can be Marathi, it can be Punjabi, it can be Tamil, except spot number 7 does not have English and Hindi over there. I hope you're able to understand so far. So spot number 1 and 2 can be any language, including Hindi and English, but spot number 7 can be any language, but not Hindi and English. I hope you got the point right now. So spot number 1 and 2 may you can have Hindi, English, any combination you want. Spot number 1 is for Hindi, spot number 2 for English. And then spot number 3, 4, 5, maths, science, and social. 6 is one skill subject, only one skill subject. And 7th is another language. This is the actual combination. Can be English or Hindi. Spot number 1 and 2 has to be English or Hindi. It cannot be, English or Hindi cannot be at spot number 7. That's what is the combination that, speaks about over here. So 1, 2, Hindi, English, then maths, science, social, one skill subject, another language, which is spot number 7. I'll tell you, most of us are saying 6 subjects only because we are not utilizing the spot number 7. Many schools or students have not applied for spot number 7, which incurs an additional burden on a school to learn another language altogether. Now, learning another language again on spot number 7, hiring a separate teacher, including that in the timetable, is quite a tedious task. Though these selections or valid subject combination is for an individual student, it is not decided by a student, it is actually decided by a school. In case if there is a parent out there in this particular session who is a teacher as well, and if you want your child to learn 3 languages, then just check that wherever your child is, do they provide 3 language exams or not? 3 language exam indirectly means that is that school providing the 7th subject selection or not. Now this is a major change. Very very many leaders out there were asking, like, can we have this particular category of 7 subject or not? And the moment they realize that having a 7 subject is a very good thing, but also comes up with the burden of periods, allotting timetable, the new teacher, and very less number of students choosing that particular language. So mostly in schools which are present in city, it's looked more from the burden perspective. I hope everybody got the clarity now. And these are the valid subject combination. You can see that case 1 se lekar 5 tak, you will find spot number 1 and 2 to have either English or Hindi. Without that, there will be not even a single case. So you can see that case number 1, it's English, and Hindi is also here. Case number 2, Hindi is here. See, I told either of them has to be present. Case number 3, English is present. Hindi is also present. Case number 4, English is present, Hindi is present. But case number 5, English is present and Tamil is present. Hindi is not present. There are some CBSE schools in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and all where you have got English and the native language, which is Tamil and Malayalam over there. The students who are coming from other states and learning their subjects in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, they're finding it a little difficult to learn that particular language. And that's why most of the CBSE schools prefer to go with case number 3 or case number 2. Not 2, sorry. Case number 3 or case number 1. I'll repeat it. Case number 1 or case number 3, because you can see that subject 1 and subject 2 is English and Hindi, and case number 3 may it's English and Hindi again, and without the 7th subject. So this is the major problem. That's what is the benefit of studying 7? Now that is the next point, Praveen. So that's a very good question you've asked over there. Yes, Deepali ma'am, you're right. Foreign languages allowed to be present both in spot number 7 and spot number 2 or 1. Like you can see that one of the combination was Russian. Where was it? Yeah. So Hindi course A and then 0 to 1 Russian. So that was actually allowed. Not a problem. But one of the Hindi or English has to be there in spot number 1 in that case. So let's understand what is the importance of 7 subjects. Now, it directly goes to the next circular. Now, let me not... so there are multiple other things also. Even for 12th standard, it's a similar layout. You can see that compulsory subject 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 is physics, chemistry, maths, or physics, chemistry, biology. So that's going to be coming under that. Similarly, 1 and 2 is going to be again a language paper out there. Same, just like 10th standard. And subject number 6 is going to be any subject from subjects groups not opted above. So that means it's going to be a skill subject. Internal assessment ke liye, they have subject 7 to 9 to be taken by all regular candidates. So this is with respect to 12th standard. Now, whatever I spoke is actually written in the form of an explanation under, yeah, this particular area. See, if a student fails in any one of the 3 compulsory subjects, that is science, maths, and social, and passes the skill subject offered as the 6th optional subject, then that particular compulsory subject will be replaced by the skill subject. Now, here is where the importance of 7 subjects come into picture. For example, let's assume Megha ma'am. Megha ma'am has written the board exam for 7 subjects. She has written an exam where the skill subject is, let's understand, artificial intelligence. Let's a simple understanding. Now, once she has completed artificial intelligence, and she also has the 7th subject as Punjabi, she has written the exam English, Hindi, and all the other subjects. Now she is job ready and she wants to go and apply for a job. Now, the employer over there is going to look at a report card. He sees that there are 7 subjects written over there and the marks are entered over here. Now, Megha is really happy that she's going to get the job because, according to her, her percentage is really good. But she calculated the percentage only for the first 5 subjects. That is English, Hindi, Maths, Science, and Social. She got around 95% and she's excited. She's like, I'll definitely get the job. But the employer over here, let us assume it's an IT company. It's a proper information technology company and they want AI candidates to be present. Now, in this particular case, the employer will say that, Megha, I really like your percentage on the top 5 subjects, but I don't want to consider the top 5 subjects. I want to consider your English, your Hindi, because communications, they are important. Maths, very important. Science is also very important, but social science, I don't want to consider. Instead of that, I want to consider AI. Now, here the employer is deciding on what subjects he wants to consider in order to consider Megha for the interview. I hope you're able to understand. In this case, rather than the 95% marks, what if she got a little less mark in AI? And unfortunately, the whole scheme gets changed. It's like now she's getting around 90% or 91%. She's going to be unhappy. But that's what employer is going to look at. Employer is going to look at the relevance of the subjects to the job that is going to get applied. Now, this is from the job scenario. This is also true for higher education perspectives. If you're applying for engineering, if you're applying for medical, whatever subjects that that particular institution wants to choose, they can choose in order to calculate the aggregate. I hope you got the point. You can tell me on the chat if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I would like to show you the circular in the meanwhile, and that is going to come, I think it was in the month of November, and calculation of, see, 30th November 2023, calculation of percentage of class 10 and 12. I'm opening the circular. This is how it looks like. This is a bad thing. Okay. You're right, Asha ma'am. I'm in support of you. Anyone else who says this is a good thing or a bad thing? I do not know. I'm just going to be supportive to everyone. See, calculation of percentage of class 10th and 12th on 30th November. The CBSE is receiving requests from various persons to intimate the criteria for calculating the percentage of the students in the board's examinations. In this regard, it is informed that subsection 40.1, the bylaws of the examination, stipulate that no overall division, distinction, aggregate shall be awarded. Also, if a candidate has offered more than 5 subjects, the decision to determine the best 5 subjects may be taken by the admitting institution or employer. Further, it is informed that the board does not calculate, declare, inform percentage of marks. If the percentage of marks is required for higher education or in employment, the calculation, if any, may be done by admitting institution or employer. So it is like CBC saying, we are not going to be the responsible person. You guys take care of it. Yeah. So Charu ma'am, once the report card comes, only then there'll be certain clarity. But it is going to be HPC. Okay. Some people say bad thing. Some people say it's a step towards the right thing. Bad thing, right thing. Okay. It's good. Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. So all those speculations where people talk about 2 board exams and considering the best exam, actually this has got a lot of minute details. We can't randomly just go and declare that there are 2 board exams happening. The best one is going to select. No. It's my humble request to all the participants in this session. Please do not trust any announcements that are coming on the newspapers or on the YouTube or by your colleague or any party member out there, my mama is an education minister, he said something and this is what is going to be. No, don't go by anything. Come to the website. It's very simple. Go to the CBSE website and look at the circulars in a systematic manner. You can see that all the circulars are present over here. So right after the 17th August circular, look at that. They came up with updation in Oasis. Oasis was, let me show you. That was, I think, I had opened that over here. Yeah, online exam center management system. This is where some of your applications are getting uploaded, especially with uh, children with special needs. Wala details if you want to upload, or me students ka details. This is the platform that you get into. Well, these are directly connected from UDICE Plus portal as well. There are links present there as well. Then there was a circular announcing 6th September, no extension of last date for filling up correct information data at the time of submission of LOC. This was on 6th September, and it's quite funny that soon after that, they came up with again another circular in like on 12th September saying that submission of registration data of candidates for 9th and 11th for 23-24 academic year, and the date getting extended for the same. So it got extended multiple times. Even there are announcements that there is going to be no extension, no extension. But again, there was an announcement on extension. So it's like multiple reminders were present. And when you look at it from bird's eye view, you actually feel like smiling a little bit. CBSE was trying to scare all of the schools like a teacher scares a typical student who did not do their homework. And the beauty is somewhere all the principals and the school leaders, including the teachers, are more like students for whom CBSE is a teacher. Don't you think so? And in fact, the punishments are also given on time. It's like if you don't do the work, you stand outside the class. So here it's like that. If you don't submit your LSE, your students are not in for the exam. They say that. But again, there is a provision in the month of January where they said that you can apply and get the students inside. It's like the students, while just going out of the class, next time don't make any mischief. Please get into the class, something like that. So this is, all about uh, yes, Poonam ma'am, OAS is different and OECMS is different. I'm very sorry. You're absolutely right. I think I mentioned both of them. And yeah, OECMS is an exam portal. Oasis is another portal to update information about the school. Yeah, that's present in the CBSE website, the main page where it is mentioned as Oasis. Thank you for mentioning that, Poonam ma'am. It's my mistake to, yeah, I just missed on that. Then right after that, there's one more integrated payment system. This is the last circular that I would like to read out, and then we'll close on for the session. IPS for payment of various functionaries involved in the examination. So all the people who are going to be correcting the papers, or the host schools, or so there's going to be a lot of funding required, right? You get a certain amount of money, 1,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees, then lunch is provided, a lot of things. So that is coming under integrated payment system, and for various functionaries involved in the examination. So that announcement started in the month of November, which is 7th November. So all the host schools will know about it. So circular date sheet got released, but there was a revised date sheet as well. 12th December was the final. Actually, I mean, you can just click on this 10 standard. You'll get the complete date sheet for all the exams. Depending on the subjects that you have chosen, these are the exams. So 15th February is the first exam that's going to be around the corner. I think most of the schools might already know about it. And 27th December, IPS got already closed, the payment system. And then 15th Jan and 19th Jan, there was an announcement on practical examinations and children with special needs announcements. So this is with respect to the complete announcement of the board. I did not really get into all the certificates, but it's my humble request. If you can get into, spend just half an hour time, you'll get a lot of clarity. And this session would have given you a pathway towards that. Finally, coming to the last part, which is going to be the sample question paper. The moment you click on the CBSE academic website, under that particular column, you can go to sample question paper 23-24, click on 10 standard or 12 standard, and you can select any subject, say science, I'm sample question paper I'm selecting. You can see that the instruction states very clearly, the question paper consists of 39 questions in 5 sections. All questions are compulsory. Section A consists of 20 objective questions. Approximately out of 40 questions, 20 are objective questions carrying 1 mark, which is competency based assessment. In fact, it's not mentioned for 10th standard, but it's mentioned for 12th standard. It means that half of the question paper, it's going to be objective type. So 50% of the question paper, 40 marks out of 80, 40 marks are allotted for MCQs. This is exactly opposite to, not completely opposite, but misalignment with what was told in the month of April 2023, stating that in 24, 70% of your question paper will be competency based multiple choice question. But that's not the case, it seems. That's a simple scare, and I do not know why there's a massive change. And this announcement is coming pretty late. All of a sudden, a teacher is going to be in a position to change the complete teaching pattern and things like that. So, yeah, anyways, we don't have an option, but that's how we're supposed to go with it. That was with respect to 10th standard. Same is the case with even the 12th standard. It's 33 questions in total, and I think 16 questions are. Let me open one of the subject. If I'm right or not, let's open mathematics. It's going to be 50% different. So this question, 5 sections. However, there are internal choices. Section A has got 18 MCQs and 2 assertions, so 20 questions over here as well. And you can see 5 plus 4, 9, 6 plus 3, 18. So it's like 8, 20 and 18. Oh, comparatively more competency based questions, nearly 50%. Similar like, your 10th standard. So that's it. So this is majorly the announcements of 10th standard board exams and 12th standard board exam patterns and question papers. In case if you want to get any update, go to the CPSE academic website to see the question paper, sample question paper. And similarly, if you want to know more about the announcements, the circulars, the portal where you have to apply for certain requests and things like that, please go to the CBSE main website. It's important for all the schools to have their affiliation done. In case if your affiliation formality is not completed, don't worry. CBSE is allowing the students to write the exam, and within, I think, 3 months, 90 days of the completion of the exam, the school has to submit all the documents, all the papers, and get themselves affiliated as soon as possible. So this is another announcement that had come in between. So I hope you got some information about CBSE board exams. I think 1 hour was quite a short time, and I could not elaborate on a lot of things. And this is more like a discussion on the circular. So I I genuinely feel that until and unless we all sit together and go through it individually for respective subject, we won't get the clarity that is actually expected. So I would request everyone to please look into all the subjects and see what are the changes that are coming. And no other resource except from CBSE. No, strict no. There are some newspapers, there are some pages, YouTube channels. They are kind of making things good or bad. Let us have our own opinion without any inhibitions. And in order to not to have any inhibitions, let us avoid information from third party. It could be me as well. Let me not recommend you anything. That's why we are directly opening the circulars and reading everything. That's it. So thank you so much, teachers. It was great interacting with one and all. This session could have happened a little earlier, because it was something related to exams, but I was waiting for the latest circulars. Like 15th it came, one circular. I thought something major will happen, but it was again something related to practical exams. So I was like, let's conduct it right now. One more session will happen on SQOF, School Quality Assessment and Assurance Framework. The last date is extended to March 31, and I'm going through some of these SQOF papers. Let's have that session in the upcoming Sunday, and your school leaders can participate to complete that as well. March 31st is the last date for submitting the SQOF. Very important for further affiliation. That's it from my side, teachers. It was great interacting with one and all for this Sunday as well. In case it's I think 44th Super Sunday workshop. In case you've been consistent throughout all the 44 sessions, remember there's something amazing coming for recognizing your consistency. I would request all of you to please hook on, and probably the next 2 Sundays I'll be able to announce what exactly is going to be the recognition. Until then, thank you so much. Great interacting with one and all. Jai Hind to everyone. That's great. Sangeet, ma'am, you can actually write mail to sushmita@superteacher.in, or you have my number in the reflection form. You can directly message me in case if you require. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right, Sai Jyoti. Yeah, great. I hope this session would have provided some new glimpse. I do not know, because this is something that every teacher might know, but thank you. Thank you, Mamta ma'am. That's great. Thank you so much. Yes, Jyoti ma'am. I'm working on ICSE, ISE exams as well. Very soon we'll talk about it. ICSE will eventually follow whatever CBSE does. But right now, as there are too many changes that's happening in CBSE, ICSE is waiting. As simple as that. There's there's some conference going to happen in the month of January as well. Uh, in fact, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the 3 days, it's going to happen here in Hyderabad. And let us see what new announcement ICSE has. We'll probably use that in one of the Super Sunday workshop. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Monica ma'am, how many subjects for 10th standard? Seven. A student can choose seven and they can omit two. So minimum five, maximum seven. Anyways, subject number 8 and 9 is internal assessment, the practical and internal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Reflection form is coming on the chat. Thank you, Himlata ma'am. Can we discuss about password creation or change for uploading the board internal exams? Yes, ma'am. Shilpa ma'am, that's a good question actually. But that can happen only with the login ID credentials of a school principal. So I do not know if I will be allowed to do that information because showing the portal on a public platform itself, I'm not sure if that is allowed or not. I'll look into it, Shilpa ma'am, but that's a very genuine requirement. But CBSE is there to support if I'm not wrong. No? Let me know. Thank you, Dilip sir. Thank you, Nisha ma'am. Not much, Praveen sir. Yes, it is there, but not much. Anantalakshmi ma'am, thank you so much. Ah, thank you so much, Maria ma'am. I'm just talking what's present on the screen. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Garima ma'am. Madhurima ma'am, let's wait for more circulars to have a robust information that yes, two board exams are going to happen. There is like even the national curriculum framework, though they mention about two board exams, there's not much clarity on what would be considered and things like that. So I don't want to really comment on until I get the clarity from the right sources. Yes, sure, Arpita ma'am, will touch one ICSE as well. Yeah. Yes, Karishma ma'am. I thought I'll be able to complete the 10th and 12th within 11 o'clock, but unfortunately, 10th I took a very long time and I could not elaborate 12th standard much. You pointed my mistake perfectly. I'm really sorry for that. Though it's quite similar, but I wanted to talk about the electives out there. But I hope you got the clarity on where the circulars are present, right? 17th August is the circular, ma'am. I would request you to go to the CBSE website. Look into it. You'll get the clarity on 12th as well. Yeah. मौला मैम ये मैं एक्चुअली घर में नहीं हूँ मैं हैदराबाद में हूँ कोई होटल पे हूँ तो शायद वो स्माइली नहीं है थैंक यू Praveen sir, CBSE portal academic website is the right place to find out the information related to 9th and 11th. There was a little information in this particular session in one of the circulars, but it was more from the perspective of who are the students, application of the list of students. That's it, not from the exam perspectives. So even uh, maybe during the research that I did not research enough to find out where they are. If it is there, it has to be present in these two places, academic website or the main website. Yes, Ujwala, ma'am, we have the record of your attendance. Yes, that's great, Pushpalata ma'am. Good to know that. Thank you. Vishal sir, next Sunday is going to be more from the perspective of school quality assurance and assessment framework. Thank you. If anyone wants to, Radhai Shanmugam, if ma'am, if you want to know about the information on what workshop is going to happen in the upcoming Sunday, please go to the upcoming events and SuperTeacher website. There you will see the next Sunday details, the topic over there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to send mails to all the people. Sangeet Mehrotra ma'am, I'm sending you the mail ID. Great. And you can even message me and I'll try to get it done. Vishal sir, probably within the next 2 Sundays, ICSC details will be announced. Let's see. Great. Yes, Sukhdina ma'am. It's not that cold over here. It's like, it's fine. Thank you. Great. So let's close the session, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. Thank you so much for participating regularly. I know the price of consistency